తమిళసై సౌందరరాజన్ ఈసారి బీజేపీ నుంచి తమిళనాడు నుంచి చెన్నై సౌత్ నుంచి పోటీ చేస్తున్నారు. సో మనతో పాటు మేడం ఈరోజు ఇంటర్వ్యూలో ఉన్నారు. సో నమస్తే మేడం.
నమస్తే.
సో ఎలా ఉంది మేడం పబ్లిక్?
చాలా బాగుంది, చాలా బాగున్నారు.
సో పబ్లిక్ లైఫ్లో ఎలా ఉంది మేడం? మీరు మొన్నటి వరకు రాజ్యాంగ పదవిలో ఉన్నారు, గవర్నర్గా ఉన్నారు, ఇప్పుడు పబ్లిక్లో ఉన్నారు, పోటీ చేశారు బీజేపీ తరఫున చెన్నై సౌత్ నుంచి. ఎలా ఉంది మేడం?
ప్రజలంటే నాకు చాలా ఇష్టం, నేను ప్రేమిస్తున్నాను, అందుకే నేను పబ్లిక్ లైఫ్ వచ్చారు. I'm really very happy because I'm a people's person, and as a constitution head I had some experience, but that time also I was acting for the people only, and now I'm very happy because all boundaries are not there. I am willing to move with the people, and I'm always want to be with the people, and I am doing that. And I contested from South Chennai, and very hectically we have campaigned, and immediately after completing the campaign I have come to Telangana, because I love the people of Telangana. I wanted to meet them again because I just resigned and immediately went from here. I was unable to meet anybody. So I wanted to meet them because I love the people of Telangana. People of Telangana nannu sodrika sweegirincharu. So I wanted to meet them. I want more MPs, BJP MPs from Telangana, so that more central ministers from Telangana, so that our people, Telangana people, will be more benefited by the central.
సో మీరు మధ్యలో గ్యాప్ వచ్చింది పబ్లిక్ లోపలికి వెళ్ళడానికి. 2011-16 తర్వాత మీరు గవర్నర్ అయ్యారు తెలంగాణ తర్వాత. ఒక 5 years గ్యాప్ వచ్చింది. ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ ఎంపీగా పోటీ చేస్తున్నారు. సో పబ్లిక్లో ఎలా ఉండే ఇంటరాక్షన్? అంటే కొంచెం పాలిటిక్స్కి దూరంగా ఉన్నారు కదా.
There was no gap at all. Actually, I was emotionally connected with them. And when I was emotionally connected, people also did not think that I was away. And another thing which I really very fortunate was Telangana, almost Telangana and Tamil Nadu are adjacent states. And more number of our Telugu speaking people also there, in my constituency also there. So there was no any gap I felt. And another thing, I was holding the charges, additional charge as the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. Puducherry is a Tamil speaking union territory. And with the Chief Minister, we have brought so many good schemes. So people were aware of my administrative capacity and people-friendly schemes, because the previous governor and chief minister were fighting and they did not bring any people-friendly schemes. But Puducherry, as LG, I have more administrative powers, and because of that I brought more schemes. So it was reflected in Tamil Nadu. So people were very happy seeing me returning to politics, returning to public life. Than public life, I have to say people's life.
So 2014 and 19లో సౌత్ స్టేట్స్లో దిర్ ఇస్ నో బిగ్ రోల్ ఇన్ బీజేపీ. సో ఈసారి ఎలా ఉండబోతుంది? అంటే సీట్స్ ఇంకా పెరుగుతాయా? గతంలో చాలా తక్కువ ఉన్నాయి. సో తమిళనాడులో కానీ కేరళలో కానీ, సో తెలంగాణలో కానీ, సో ఈసారి ఎలా ఉండబోతుంది?
సీట్స్ విల్ ఇంక్రీజ్, పెరుగుతుంది, నాట్ తగ్గుతుంది. సో వై ఐఎమ్ టెల్లింగ్, తమిళనాడు we had a good time and strengthened the party. Kerala also, we have good percentage of votes previously also. And Andhra, Telangana, definitely we will get 2-digit seats, double-digit seat. And all southern, Karnataka, now the people have experienced the bad governance of local administration of Congress government in Karnataka. And now they will turn back to return to BJP. And Telangana also, for the past 6 months, they gave so many guarantees and they were unable to fulfill it. So people know all these are false promises. So the people will support Modi ji, who gave true promises.
సో ఎన్ని సీట్లు గెలుస్తా అనుకుంటున్నారు తెలంగాణలో బీజేపీ?
Jada seats, I can say ఎక్కువ number seats, more than 2-digit seats. 17 itself we can get, because the people's mindset is like that.
సో రీసెంట్గా అసెంబ్లీ ఎలక్షన్లో కాంగ్రెస్ పార్టీ గెలిచింది. సో బీజేపీ పెద్ద అసెంబ్లీలో జస్ట్ ఓన్లీ 9 members గెలిచారు కాబట్టి. సో ఈసారి ఎలా ఉంటుంది? అంటే కాంగ్రెస్ చాలా ప్రామిస్ చేసింది, 6 guarantees అన్నది. సో వాటి ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్లో ఎట్లా ఉంది? సో బీజేపీ పైన ఎలా ఉండబోతుంది?
No, I cannot say only 9 seats, because there is increased number of seats, and more than 20 to 25 seats they came in the second place, and the margin was very minimal. And not only that, trend setting, this is the election for the center. This is the election for the parliament. This is the election for the prime minister. So people clearly demarcates it, even though they voted for Congress just 6 months back. But can Congress say who will be their prime ministerial candidate? BRS, can they say who will be their prime ministerial candidate? No. This is the election for the prime ministerial candidate. And we have a very strong prime ministerial candidate. Our Honorable Modi ji will be sworn in as chief prime minister for the third time, because the country is progressing. The progress should continue. For that, Modi ji should continue. So all people know, even our very lovable Telangana brothers and sisters know how the state should progress. So only I feel more central ministers and more MPs should be from Telangana, so that our people should be prosperous.
సో మీరు ఫీల్ అవుతున్నారంటే 400 సీట్లు వస్తాయి అనుకుంటున్నారు సెంట్రల్లో, బీజేపీ 400 సీట్స్?
Yes, definitely more than 400, because before southern states the number were less, but now southern states also will gain the numbers. And you can see even in the recent just pre-poll 5 state assembly elections, bigger states were won by BJP. At that time Congress and others were claiming BJP will not win any of the state, but all the major states were won by BJP only. So definitely that pre-poll mode was also BJP, and all the surveys, and not only survey speaks, our Honorable Prime Minister's scheme speaks for the people. Because I have attended the Vikshit Bharat programs in our Telangana itself. So many schemes, any one scheme, one family will be benefited by one scheme, whether it's Ayushman Bharat, whether it is tap water connection, whether it is Ujjwala, all the schemes. Because all his schemes were one people-friendly schemes, and one could be implemented, not false promises like what Congress is giving, which needs more revenue, which needs more time for implementation, but like that, just like that, not having in mind the revenue status of the state. They just give promises, but not like our Honorable Prime Minister. All the schemes, I can tell how Mudra loans reach the people, how the Ayushman Bharat reached the people, and how all the schemes reach the people. So all good schemes have reached the people. So scheme itself will, the propaganda, main propaganda is not only BJP propaganda. It is the people's schemes will talk for our Honorable Modi ji.
So one thing, man, Congress again saying BJP is doing only religion politics, only Ram temple politics only. There is no development in last 10 years. What do you say?
No, this is a very, I strongly condemn this allegation. And so many schemes, I myself can narrate so many schemes. Ram temple is the emotional bonding of each and every Bharatian. And construction of Ram temple is our years, 100, 500 years dream has become a true event. And the whole country with emotions visualized the Ram Lala's this inauguration of the Ram temple. So I am asking, why they are condemning their spokesperson for attending the Ram temple, for attending the Ram temple puja? She is screaming. I am unable to give the explanation to all my leaders. So this, what is this? Who is having the politics on religious basis? Even their Karyakarta does not have the right to go to Ram temple. So what type of politics they are playing in India? What democracy even their office bearers have? Aren't they have? They are not having the right to worship the God which they follow. So this is the allegation from their own Karyakarta, the spokesperson, a women spokesperson. Then how they are telling that we are doing politics on religion? They are only doing politics on religion. For example, minorities. Our 15-point program, minorities, is there. As LG of as a person who was administrating an union territory, we know, because I was in administration only, I am enforcing that. I know what all the flagship schemes which reach the people. 15-point minority program, which is implemented by our Honorable Prime Minister, reached all the minorities. But what Congress did? Congress had the minority brothers and sisters as only vote bank. But our Honorable Prime Minister wanted to increase their life status, improve their life status. So all the schemes were implemented. For example, Mudra loan. Significant percentage was given to minority, particularly women. Triple talaq. Women are safe now. Then for Hajj Yatra, they were independently, women were unable to go. And their visa custom was relaxed, procedure was relaxed. And Aligarh University, a women, honorable women has become the vice chancellor. Who did all these things? Can Congress narrate one of the development feature for minorities or SC STs? They were only doing the divisive politics, and they were only discriminating the people. They were only dividing the people. We want all the people. Whatever Honorable Prime Minister says, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. It is inclusive, but they are doing divisive. So we are for inclusion, they for division. I can very strongly say that.
ఇప్పుడు కాంగ్రెస్ ప్రధానమైన ఆరోపణ ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు బీజేపీ మళ్ళీ అధికారంలోకి వస్తే 400 సీట్స్ వస్తే రిజర్వేషన్లు వెనక్కి తీసుకుంటే రద్దు చేస్తుందని ఒక ప్రధానమైన ఆరోపణ. అది దేశవ్యాప్తంగా వాళ్ళు ప్రచారం చేస్తున్నారు. రీసెంట్గా మీరు ఒక ఫేక్ వీడియో కూడా అమిత్ షాకి సంబంధించిన ఒక వీడియో తెలంగాణలో కేసు కూడా అవుతుందని. సో దీన్ని ఎలా చూస్తారు?
No, this is a very wrong narrative they are setting. False narrative, I can say. In spite of the clarification from our Honorable Prime Minister, in spite of clarification from our Home Minister, and in spite of clarification from Honorable RSS leader. Because they are telling they are going to implement the RSS views, so that they don't want a reservation by 2025. They don't want any reservation, but RSS leader has clarified it. So in spite of clarification, why they are telling wrong things to the people? So always they present the schemes which cannot be implemented when there were no any economic backup, and they will tell the false propaganda, which again and again BJP has clarified. I have to tell what is the history of Congress. Honorable Nehru opposed the caste reservation, and during Mandal Commission also, BJP was supporting it. And even now, whatever, whether it is Mudra loan, all the other schemes, there is good reservation for the SC, ST and backward class brothers and sisters. And I am asking one question. If they are crying for STs, our Honorable Madam Murmuji is a Honorable ST leader. When she was announced as a candidate for presidentship, if they want to honor a ST candidate, why didn't they file a candidate against her? They should have supported her. We are not against the ST population. The Honorable ST leader has been announced as a candidate for presidentship. They know that they will be defeated. But why did they announce an opponent candidate? So that itself reveals how they are against the STs and SCs. And our Honorable Prime Minister have given so many representations in the ministry for SC brothers and sisters, and backward commission had the constitutional authority only during our Honorable Prime Minister's period, and the chairman of the backward commission has been given the status of the union minister. So all are done by our Honorable Prime Minister. So this is an emotional issue. Congress want to divide the country in the name of caste and reservation. So first they were dividing the country on religious basis, and now they want to divide the country on caste basis. For that, their aim is only to divide and rule. They cannot encash this divisive politics again, because now the people has crossed that, and people have entered the developmental politics than the divisive politics.
కొన్ని కోట్ల మంది రైతులకు ఏడాదికి 6,000 రూపాయల సాయం, కిసాన్ క్రెడిట్ కార్డులు, ఉచిత రేషన్ పంపిణీ, ఉచిత గ్యాస్ కనెక్షన్లు, కరోనా వ్యాక్సిన్లు, పిల్లలకు టీకాలు, ఆయుష్మాన్ భారత్ పథకం ద్వారా 5 లక్షల ఆరోగ్య బీమా. ఇలాంటి పరిపాలన కోసమే కదా మనందరం ఎదురు చూసింది.
Student activities and care, CRT training, flexible curriculum, KL, deemed to be university.
సో అసదుద్దీన్ ఓవైసీ ఉన్నారు కదా హైదరాబాద్ ఎంపీ. సో ఆయన ప్రధాన ఆరోపణ ఏంటంటే బీజేపీ రిలీజియన్ ముస్లింలని వ్యతిరేకిస్తుంది. గత 10 సంవత్సరాల్లో ముస్లింలకు ఎలాంటి డెవలప్ జరగలేదు దేశవ్యాప్తంగా. సో వాళ్ళంతా ఒక భయంతో, ఒక ఫియర్తో బతుకుతున్నారు ముస్లిమ్స్.
No, I'm asking Brother Owaisi, what all the schemes implemented for the development are own brothers and sisters? What is the fate of the sisters living in Telangana? And what all his contributions towards them? But as I said, our Honorable Prime Minister has given 15-point program for the upliftment of minorities. In that, I have to say the children from the minority families has been developed in skill. They have been practiced in Skill India, and more than 11 lakh minority students have been trained under Skill India, and 4.2 minority brothers and sisters have had the job opportunities because of the Skill India. This all you can go to the Minority Affairs Ministry and you can see that. No Prime Minister has a 15-point upliftment program for minorities. And nobody was thinking about minority women. Emotionally, they were disconnected from their families because of the triple talaq. As a brother, he was concerned about. And another thing, whether it is Gujarat, whether it is Uttar Pradesh, all the minority sisters and brothers are voting. Then only we are winning. So Congress they were doing the divisive politics. Now they want to do the divisive politics. In future also they will be doing divisive politics. We are into development politics. So now the people will clearly differentiate between the divisive politics of Congress and development politics of BJP.
మీరు గవర్నర్గా ఉన్నారు తెలంగాణకు. ఇప్పుడు రేవంత్ రెడ్డి ప్రధానమైన ఆరోపణ ఏంటంటే తెలంగాణకు సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఏమీ లేదు, ఓన్లీ డాంకీ ఎగ్స్ ఇచ్చింది మాత్రమే అంటున్నాడు. సో దీన్ని ఎలా చూస్తారు?
So he is portraying his government as egg, I think, because nothing is there, zero. But our Honorable Prime Minister, he himself attended some of the programs. So many times our Honorable Prime Minister visited Telangana. Did he visit on holidays? No, for holidays, no. He visited for schemes. Our Honorable Prime Minister also attended the program. So he himself know that so many schemes has been implemented in Telangana, Vande Bharat trains, so many central schemes has been implemented, and through Vikshit Bharat, so many people of Telangana, for example, I can say this Sukanya Samruddhi, our girl children have been enrolled in the post offices accounts. So central schemes, significant number of people in Telangana have been benefited by the central schemes also. So our Chief Minister know about our Honorable Prime Minister and he know about the developmental activities, but for political sake he is telling these lies.
సో మరొకటి రేవంత్ రెడ్డి అంటారు 6 గ్యారెంటీలు అమలు కావాలంటే సెంట్రల్లో రాహుల్ గాంధీ ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ కావాలి, అప్పుడే అమలు అవుతుంది అని అంటున్నారు. సో దీన్ని ఎలా?
No, I can say the schemes which they have told, whether it is apprentice for the graduates and 8,500 for women, and all the 2,500, they have not yet implemented it, but they are playing with words. Our Chief Minister Revanth Reddy Garu is telling, KTR, you wear a sari and get into the bus, and if they are not asking ticket, then this shows our development. KTR is telling, you wear a sari, and whether you tell me whether you got the 2,500 which was promised by you. Both of them want to wear sari, but I feel sorry for them because they can only fight like this. But I can say, even they are telling we are going to make every woman a crorepati. But our Honorable Prime Minister already made so many women as crorepatis. For example, Mudra loan. 64% of Mudra loan beneficiaries were women. Startup India, 84% of the Startup India beneficiaries were women. And 10 crore women has been given free gas connection. He wanted to preserve the lungs. They prevent the lung disease of the women, and he has given that 10 crore. Now they are telling we will give 500 incentive, this and that. But 10 crore women have been benefited by the Mudra, by the Ujwala scheme, and then tap water connection. That tap water connection, it benefits whom? Women were taking the pot and roaming here and there to get drinking water, and now they have got the tap connection. So all protecting the women. Ayushman Bharat, before even cesareans were not included in the insurance schemes. Our Honorable Prime Minister included that also. So women had safe deliveries. So all women, and particularly pride to women, I have to say more women in army, more women pilots in Bharat than any other period of time, and more governors, more ministers. Ministers were given only certain portfolios, but in our Honorable Prime Minister's regime, external affairs, education minister, and even finance minister, so many great portfolios the women are holding. So what do you want to convey to the people? But your women spokesperson is screaming, I'm unable to meet Rahul Gandhi for quite some time. When your office bearers itself unable to meet you, how the people will meet you? And Rahul Gandhi is telling all the MPs will be with folded hand. And even KCR is telling with folded hand in front of Honorable Modi ji, they will stand. It is not like that. But for KCR, even with folded hand, they cannot see him, no? Now he is visible. Where he was he visible when he was the chief minister? He was invisible. So whether it is visibility, or whether it is development, or whether it is the pride of the country, Honorable Chief Minister is telling whether it is pride of Telangana or arrogance of Gujarat. What he is talking? He himself told this state should be like developed state like Gujarat. So for election's sake, for political sake, they can talk from tip of their tongue. Their mind knows how the country is progressing. Even today, this International Monetary Fund, IMF, has complimented our Honorable Prime Minister's scheme. Because of good scheme, economical background, now the growth pattern will be nearing 7%, which has not reached till our independence. Today, IMF has revealed their report. It is not an Indian bank report, it is IMF report. So whole world accepts India is growing. Even the opponents also accept, whether it is BRS or Congress accepts. But for political sake, they will talk like that.
సో బీఆర్ఎస్ చీఫ్ కేసీఆర్ అలిగేషన్ ఏంటంటే మీరు అధిష్టానం ఆదేశాల మేరకు బీజేపీ హైకమాండ్ సూచనల మేరకే మీరు కావాలని బీఆర్ఎస్ గవర్నమెంట్ని ఇబ్బంది పెట్టారు. పబ్లిక్ స్కీమ్స్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయకుండా సెంట్రల్ నుంచి ఫండ్స్ రానియకుండా చేశారు. సో అందులో భాగంగానే మేము ఈ ఓటమిలో సగభాగం మీది కూడా పాత్ర ఉందని బీఆర్ఎస్ నాయకులు అంటున్నారు. సో దీని ఎలా అంటారు?
I was with the people, and I was preventing some of the people against policies. So I was with the people. People very well know about me, and also BJP. Honorable Prime Minister wanted to come to Telangana, and why the then Chief Minister KCR did not follow any protocol? Why didn't he go and even receive our Honorable Prime Minister? He could have gone and received him, and through friendly talks, he would have clarified certain things. So why didn't he do? And as governor for 2 years, he did not meet me at all. So I wanted to meet him. Why did you do? What was only personal ego prevented him? No, he was not a people-friendly person. If he is a people-friendly or Telangana-friendly person, he could have come and interacted with us, even interacted with our Honorable Prime Minister, interacted with the governor. What prevented him? So it is solely his ego, his misgovernance, his corrupt practice made Telangana a debt state. More than 7 lakh crore debt for Telangana. Who did this? So he cannot talk. KCR doesn't have any right to talk about the help from the central government or about the governor. And the whole nation, particularly my Telangana brothers and sisters, how was a governor was treated, and how Article 167 says, whenever it is warranted, Chief Minister can meet the governor and interact about the state. When did he meet me? Approximately, continuously for 2 years he did not meet me. So who did wrong? It was not me. It was him. Not only he did, it's okay, he didn't meet the governor. Did he meet the people? Now he is going around. When he was the chief minister, when people wanted to meet
సో
him,
మీ ప్రోటోకాల్ విషయంలో కూడా గందరగోళం ఉన్నది ఇక్కడ.
yeah, protocol issue, that was it was not Tamilisa issue, it was the governor issue. I was fighting for the rights of the governor office. No state had this problem. A women governor was fighting for her rights, whether to hoist the flag on the Republic Day or to deliver the governor address. What is this, na? So now they are talking about rights. They cannot talk about women empowerment. They cannot talk about rights, women rights, and they cannot talk about development of Telangana, because when they had power in their hand, what did they do? What is the problem the people are facing? Whether it is water problem or current problem or loan problem, all are faced by them. Corruption charges.
ఒకవేళ నెక్స్ట్ భవిష్యత్తులో అవకాశం వస్తే మళ్ళీ తెలంగాణకు గవర్నర్గా వస్తే ఉంటుందా ఛాన్సెస్?
No, I have went away from the governorship. I will be victorious and I will become a member of parliament. And because I am very much affectionate towards the people of Telangana, even in the parliament to raise the people's issue, whether it is Tamil Nadu or Telangana or Puducherry, because I have moved with the people, particularly Telangana people. For the 4.5 years, I moved with them. My Raj Bhavan was called as Praja Bhavan, and I conducted Praja Darbar, Mahila Darbar. People were with me, and I was very much excited during the New Year wishes. More than 4,500 people visited Raj Bhavan personally to visit me. I was standing for more than 4 hours. So that is the affection people shown on me. And wherever I go, even now, they are pouring the affection on me. So I will be a people's person and I will come to Telangana. The bondage between me and Telangana cannot be disconnected. So I will not come as excellency, but I will come as an excellent sister to them.
సో థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
Thank you very much.
సో మేడం చెప్పిన దాన్ని బట్టి చూస్తే 400కు పైగా బీజేపీకి సీట్లు సాధిస్తుంది, కేంద్రంలో మరోసారి అధికారంలోకి వస్తుంది. సో నరేంద్ర మోడీ ఆధ్వర్యంలో మూడోసారి ప్రభుత్వం ఏర్పాటు చేస్తామంటూ సౌందరరాజన్ గారు అంటున్నారు.